On this episode of Break Up to Wake Up, what we need and want.
But I do think it was times where like I would be like blamed for things that I wouldn't have no, you know what I'm saying, like no idea that it's even going to happen or anything.
Yeah.
Like one time we walked in a place and somebody just kissed me, like, oh yeah, like what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because one, I don't know I'm about to be kissed, and then two, I'm here with my girl. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm also like, I don't think it's a fair expectation for you to want me to prioritize my unstable girlfriend over my financial security. You know, like it's just especially like I just felt like that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And it's like I understand how she felt about it, but I just felt like me trying to quit 2-3 of my jobs to spend more time with my girlfriend sounds crazy to me. And you said that things were kind of on and off with that person. So do you remember what caused like the first off?
Probably me lying. I'm almost certain. So when I say I carried a lot of like bad habits from, you know what I'm saying, my marriage and shit. And then because I wanted that relationship so bad, I didn't really know how to handle it, right? Anything that I felt like would kind of turn her off from me or maybe make her uncomfortable or something, I'm like, yep, can't tell her that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to like figure out a way to like keep her, but I wasn't going about it the right way.
Okay, like have your cake and eat it too type of
Not
situation.
necessarily, because I wasn't cheating or it wasn't like other women or nothing like that. It was just more so of like just like being able to like learn how to let things go. You know what I'm saying? You with different people. When you with different people, different shit has to happen. You know what I'm saying? And you can't carry a lot of the old habits and things that you've been used to doing. So like I said, I came from a relationship where I could be with other women and I was open and everything like that. So now I'm like, one woman, monogamous. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wanted to do it and you know what I'm saying? But I still, you know.
Okay, like you feel like you weren't like fully like equipped.
Not at all.
do it.
I was not at all. Not at all. Not mentally. I wasn't, not at all.
And I mean, I get that because it's kind of like, how do you even learn how to be equipped? How do we learn how to be in a relationship?
Right.
You know, like that's really something. I don't know how anybody does it, you know, because even me, I have parents that are married, you know, but I still feel like just because I saw their marriage, I don't feel like I have some guidebook for how to have a healthy relationship just because I saw them, you know, especially because it's like I don't know their intimate details of their marriage, you know, of their conflict resolution and like how they handle, you know. So I don't know how any of us. I try to read books and like watch podcasts on it, but that's about it.
I think like for me, I think that relationships help you learn relationships. Because you figure yourself out, what you want, what you don't want, and then you figure other people out and how people may think or feel about certain things, and you start to learn different people's personalities and things like that. So I think that is like the true like way to learn it. You know what I'm saying? Like trial and error type of thing.
So when things were going kind of on and off, was there typically one of y'all typically ending things?
Yeah. So we actually we dated for about a year. Then we got into a relationship, and that relationship technically only lasted about a year. But we still continue to try to mend things or fix things or get back together or whatever it was that we were doing. And so it was one of us, definitely. It was her. I'm the type, like, the thing is, like, I'm really trying to figure this shit out all the way, because it's like, like I said, I haven't had too many adult relationships. I'm a dater. I'm a serial dater. I'll date women all day long. Commitment makes me a little bit and I think that's because I got married young and was in a long-term relationship. So a lot of lesbians, like, they have several 15, 20. I've been dating women for over 20 years, and I can count on one hand how many real relationships I've been in. So I'm not really, experienced when it comes to that type of shit, So I feel like people get into relationships with me and they're like, this motherfucker do not know how to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just, so I think that's what ended up happening. So yeah, she was ready. And it was more so of some self things, like some stuff that she was going through and a mixture of us as well. But I respect that. I ain't never mad at nobody feeling like they need to leave or whatever for themselves. Like, you know. Yeah.
Does it also scare? Does like the commitment aspect also scare you? Because like, do you still have a hard time exiting situations?
Always.
So do you feel like when you're in, you're stuck? Like,
yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. And so it's hard to commit to it. I'm like, uh-oh, because I know what's coming after that. I know, like, I love hard. So it's like, is this some shit I'm about to be in for 6 years? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I don't, we ain't got that much time to go. Like, we can't just keep giving everybody 5 and 6 and 10 years of our life. You know what I'm saying? So I wish it was easy for me to like date and then realize like in the first couple months, like, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm in love. Like, what's your favorite color? What you want for dinner tonight? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me rub your feet. Like, I'm bad at it. And then I get in trouble for that too, because I treat a lot of women that I date like we're in a relationship. So yeah, girl, I'm a
And then when
mess.
they be like, where's my relationship at? You be like, what?
What are you talking about? Exactly. Horrible.
I get that. Yeah, I have a hard time. I think I feel like a need to like make sure I've exhausted all options before I give up. Like I need to really feel like I tried and there's nothing else I can do.
Yes.
And sometimes that can take a minute.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I feel that.
But then I guess I have mixed feelings about how I do that, because like I am typically with someone longer than I probably should be, but when it's over, I feel really satisfied, but like it's easier to get over it because I don't have no what if in my head. I don't have no what if I had done this, but it's like I knew I did everything I could, so it's just so. But also at the time, your entertainment career was growing.
Yes.
So was the girlfriend you had at the time, was she like understanding about stuff that like the attention, maybe you had to do sex scenes, maybe you had to like work long hours, like was she like understanding and supportive of you furthering into the entertainment sector?
Yes and no. I think a lot of people sign in for things that they just really don't have an idea of until you're in the midst of it. And so, yeah, it was certain times, like she was my biggest fan, like definitely my biggest supporter. Anything I did, she was there. If I needed her to be there, everything. But I do think it was times where like I would be like blamed for things that I wouldn't have no, you know what I'm saying? Like no idea that it's even going to happen or anything. Yeah. Like one time we walked in a place and somebody just kissed me. Like, oh yeah, like what the fuck? Yeah, and that's a lot, right? Yeah. Because one, I don't know I'm about to be kissed, and then two, I'm here with my girl. You know what I'm saying? That's so now crazy. It looks like I know this strange, crazy girl who's just kissing up on me when we walk into, and I ain't tell her about my chick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So some situations was a little like, I get it, but let me explain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a bit of a hard story to sell. That
exactly. So I think we have some times definitely like that where it was in that sense, but for the most part, she was understanding. She met me in it, like right in the peak of it. So, I hope that she knew what came along with it. So, yeah.
I think I think my last relationship was the first one where I realized how much your like lifestyles can play into things. Like it's a lifestyle to like do entertainment work, and I felt like it had never been an issue with anyone else, but it was. But maybe that's because I had never dated someone where we had such different lifestyles. Like I'm a person who like I work all day. Yeah, I'm gonna be if I don't have nothing else planned, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna work all day. And I was with someone who would kind of most of the year only have to go into work for like 2-3 hours and then nothing else the rest of the day. Right. So it's like you sitting there all this free time, I'm always working, and it was just really difficult to find a compromise about it, mainly because her only solution was for me to just quit some jobs. And I was just like, she just wouldn't take anything less. And I was just like, I don't it's like I understand the way that she felt like she wasn't prioritized enough. Like, because that's true. You're not. I'm not prioritizing you, but I'm also like, I don't think it's a fair expectation for you to want me to prioritize my unstable girlfriend over my financial security. You know, like it's just, especially like I just felt like that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And it's like I understand how she felt about it, but I just felt like there was no place for compromise.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not going. Like me trying to quit 2-3 of my jobs to spend more time with my girlfriend sounds crazy to me. That sounds crazy.
Especially if she's
like,
not picking up the slack of that neither.
Yeah.
Because I get it. If you want me to quit a couple jobs because you're able to,
yeah, if you can fill in that money,
exactly, replace that money financially, we can probably talk about some things.
Yeah.
But
and then it's like also like fill in that money, and then also make me feel like if we broke up, you're not just gonna cut me off. You know,
right?
Like, just
exactly.
There's going to be some kind of process.
Yeah.
There. And I feel like, and I know she was like really offended that I didn't trust her. That if we broke up, she would still, you know, be there and do that for me.
Yeah.
I was just like, that just sounds like a situation I don't want to put myself
in. Yeah.
And now after the fact, I'm really glad. Okay. So, what would you say were the parts in the relationship where like you overall could have done better?
Oh, for me, it would probably be just being more honest with myself. I think,
and like about your needs.
We just not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I really like it, and even just it took me that relationship to figure out more of who I was. So unfortunately, going into that relationship, I didn't really quite have an idea of what and where I was going. You know what I'm saying? And so I do think that, like, for me, learning myself and knowing like, hey, this isn't even something that, you know, that you like, or this is something, or this is the way that you like to do things, or this, like, it was just a lot. It was just a lot of bad old habits that was hard to kind of let go of, and really feel like that person was like worth that. You know what I'm saying? Because of my past and because of what I had already been through. I did have my guard up. If she was trying to love me, it was probably times where I was not allowing her to. You know what I'm saying? Just because of my own shit. So, yeah. Yeah.
And you had also mentioned to me that your marriage wasn't really kind of public, but this relationship after that was more public. Think that like negatively or positively impacted the relationship?
Yeah.
Or did it make a difference at all?
You know, maybe so, because I think a lot when we broke up, I remember like I just know I never said anything. I never said anything because like we're total opposites. So she's not even in the, you know what I'm saying, on the scene and kind of like type of thing. So I didn't say much of nothing. I kind of just let people realize like what was going on and what was happening. And she was pissed off at me. So when we broke up, she had made a couple of little posts and, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like, and I was like, damn, you know? And so in that sense, I did feel some type of way, because I'm like, you know, I'm building my brand and who I am and what everything. And so I just feel like I get it, right? But it takes a level of maturity, even emotional maturity, to be able to not spaz out when you feel hurt. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us don't.
Especially publicly.
Publicly, you know what I'm saying? And that was I did feel some type of way about it, because that was my first relationship that I decided to go public in. It was like, oh hell no, this is exactly why. And so now it's hard for another woman to get that from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm real private, real funny about things. As far as the entertainment side of it, I lost a lot of fans and things like that. So it is like a thing.
People are so
me and my friends
like
talk about that like all the time. It's like, as long as people can imagine that you're single, it's okay for them.
Yeah.
They can know. Like I can make a video and say like literally me and my girl together. But if all I do is post on my page just me and thirst trap pictures and everything, to them it's what they want to believe. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. Like, cool, yeah. So I do think keeping that shit private is the best route, especially when you're in the public. If I was just, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't matter, I don't feel like. But I feel like because I'm in the public eye, yeah, my relationship and my business should be private.
Okay, so that's your stance on it now.
Definitely.
About it.
Definitely. Yep.
I get that. Yeah, I feel like I have never posted someone on my Instagram. I'll post someone on my story if we've been like together for like a minute, but I've just never posted someone on my page because I just really, I don't know, I just like really feel a way about ever having to go through the process of like having a bunch of pictures and of having a bunch of posts about it, and then I got to take them down. Yeah. I just really feel a way about ever having to do that. I'm not posting them. Like until we're like married. You know, that's gonna be my first post on my Instagram is like we got married.
No, I feel that. Yeah. It's traumatizing. You just archive them. You gotta take them down.
That makes sense.
Archive.
Life hack.
Just archive them. They'll be alright. Go back and look at them if you want to.
So getting to the end of the relationship, was it? I don't know, was it like a lot of little things just like built up? Was like one big bad argument? Was it both of those things?
Both of it. It was like we were getting on each other's nerves every day. At that point, it was finding every little thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we needed that space and that time away from each other. And really to focus a lot on ourselves. I think that like. Well, I not even think I know for a fact because she's told me before that she lost herself in our relationship. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I think it's hard for you to look at me because I was doing things, and then it's hard to believe that I lost myself too. But it was certain things and certain aspects of myself and who I was that I did lose because I was in a relationship. Yeah. So I think that's a thing, like knowing how to continue to be yourself and strive for the things that you want and everything, regardless to having someone. Not letting that be your whole life, but in addition to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I feel like my last relationship was like a constant battle between like trying to make her feel prioritized and important to me, and me still trying to have my jobs and my friends and my family and other stuff I care about. Like it just felt like I just never found like a happy medium with that. You know? And it's like part of me is I'm like, am I busier now than I was before? Or are you like, I don't want to use the word needy, but I'm just like, do you need more attention than anyone else I've ever been with? Because it hasn't been an issue with anyone. I've always worked a lot. I've always had multiple jobs, and it never really was an issue until this relationship. So I'm like, am I actually busier, or did this person need more attention than I did? Like I still don't know. I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, it could be both.
It could be both.
Yeah, people got different needs.
Yeah. So what is your relationship like with this ex now? Like, are y'all cool? Do y'all never speak? Y'all like,
Lord.
Are you blocked right now?
Probably so. No, we're about as decent as we can be. We went through a lot. Definitely. So I think that with everything and just I'm just not, I don't believe in like beef with your exes and stuff. Yeah. So even if a motherfucker, if they want to beef with me, you're going to have a hard time like beefing with me, because I'm going to kill you with kindness every time. I don't have like a hateful bone in my body. I ain't mad at, like, even if I've done you wrong or you've done me wrong or whatever the case may be, I'm just not, I don't carry around grudges and stuff like that. So any ex I've ever had, I'm cordial with, you know what I'm saying? So I think for us, and it being, our relationship being so intense, and the way that things happen between us, I think we're as good as we can be. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. Yeah. It ain't no pressure, no way. It ain't, and I'm okay with that.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking about that with Usher's song "Good Good," and I was like, I think I'm good with one of my exes. The rest, some of them we don't speak.
Okay.
Some of them still have me blocked. Some of them I still have them blocked.
Right.
Some of them we're just one good. But I was like, I'm only good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wish I could be good.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we could just be cool.
Yeah.
You know? Like I don't really. I just feel like you were like one of the most important things in my life at one point. So I'm always like, have some type of tenderness for you. It's not like feelings, it's not like I'm in love with you still, but it's just like, I would appreciate it if all of my exes, I could just call them, what's up? How are you? How's your mom? How's your sister? I would love that, but it don't always work out that way.
Not at all.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Something else I think I've been kind of processing with in this recent breakup is kind of like my personal deal breakers. I feel like we talk about deal breakers a lot, like for other people, but I think we should also have deal breakers for like our own behavior with someone. Like for example, I know that I'm not a naturally jealous person. I'm not a naturally suspicious person.
Okay.
I'm not a go through phone kind of person.
Okay.
And so if I find myself with someone and I feel like I want to go through your phone, I want to look at your messages, I want to see who's in your Snapchat and your Instagram, like I feel like that's maybe a personal deal breaker I want to have for like if I find myself doing stuff that, like that should be a deal breaker for me, because that just means I'm in a situation where I don't trust somebody,
right?
So if you were kind of reflecting on things you've learned, what do you think are some? I think boundaries is another good word.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think are some personal deal breakers for your behavior that you have?
I think for me, if someone probably if I feel like I want to put my hands on somebody.
That's a good
because when I was younger, I used to fight all the time. I think I probably fought all my little chicks I used to date. You know what I'm saying? But I also told you I'm from Detroit, so they was a little feisty. Okay, you had to fight them. Either fight them or get beat up, one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So I did me and my ex-wife I've never put my hands on her before. But a lot of times, I have dealt with anger. Definitely, anger issues and not knowing how to control my anger, being emotionally immature when it comes to things. I'm a hit below the belt type of person. I'm the worst person to have an argument with. I'm going to say something really loving and caring, but it's gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm the worst to have. So for me, I think that once I feel like I'm so upset, so angry that I want to put my hands on somebody, I feel like that's okay, Neeno, this not, because that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's not even the type of person that I like to be. I don't even like to get upset because I'm not a nice person when I'm angry. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even like to be that person. So I think if somebody is really taking me there, that has to be a sign for me to know that I can't deal with this person. You're going to end up in jail.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I remember. I feel like the day that I really just emotionally just quit was we were having some argument about something, and I was so frustrated, and I had a spray bottle for me spray water on my hair, and I picked up that spray bottle and I put it back down, and I was like, no. I was like, I don't think I've ever in my life gotten to a point where I'm trying to pick something up and throw it.
Yeah.
I was I just feel like in that moment, I was like, because I've never fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's completely past anything I have ever done. And I was just the fact that I just did that, I feel like in that moment, I was just emotionally
yeah,
I can't do it no more. You know? Because I was like, this is taking me real far out of my character.
Right.
And I don't like who I am when I'm with you anymore.
Yeah. Oh, no, right? You need that tissue?
Yeah, no, I think I'm okay. Yeah. Even today, we was just like, I did get like emotional earlier today speaking to this ex because like I'm not a yeller, and it's like, ooh, she make me yell, and I just like, oh, we started yelling on the phone today, talking about money, and it just made me go cry. I just went and had to go cry because I'm just like, I hate that this is who I become when I interact with you because you make me so frustrated and we're not even together no more. Like,
Yeah, that's the worst. Those not together arguments. Because you really be questioning, what are we arguing for?
Yeah.
What is this about? Why?
Yeah. So final question, final thoughts.
All right, final thoughts.
So I think we all have dating advice that we like give ourselves that we like wish we would follow, but we don't, but we want to follow. It's like mine is like my dating advice that I wish I would like really take, but I'm having a hard time taking it, is just remembering that people can like show you their representative, as it's called, and like present this unreal person to you for a really long time, for like a good 3, 4, 5 months. And so I think the advice I'm really trying to force myself to take right now is just remembering that just because someone has shown me something really good for like 3, 4 months, it doesn't just, I still can't just 100% know that's what it is. That's who they are. Because that's all I've seen so far, So I think that's what I'm really focused on trying to remember is you don't really know until you get more deep into it,
Definitely.
So do you have
okay. So for me, I would probably say so like I said, one of the things I enjoy about me is that I actually do take my time to get to know people. I don't jump into relationships. I'm not the typical U-Haul lesbian at all. So but what I will say, and it can be a good and a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I would say take my time, but be ready. Because like I was just telling one of my friends, like I admire how you're just like, if something don't work out, she be like, on to the next, like whatever. And I'm like, but listen, I think I love this person, and I don't.
But
let me try to work this. Maybe if I do it this way, you know what I'm saying? But it's like just be okay with it. Like be okay with it and move on. Like so, I just feel like take my time, but be ready. Because when the opportunity comes, I need to be ready and not be afraid or not be scared or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, take whatever it is.
Yeah. That was perfect. Oh, thank you so much, Neeno.
Thank you.
So great. I appreciate you opening up and sharing your insights and your experiences with us today. And I'm gonna link your information.
Okay, now
in the box or whatever.
All right.
So people can, know how to follow you. But before we go, tell us what's next for you. What do you have coming up? What are we waiting for? What are we looking out for from you?
Jeez. So right now I am a part of something's called the Actor Cipher. So myself and Lacey and Christina have started something called the Actor Cipher, which we'll be doing like basically actor enhancement classes. We'll just, if you're already an actor or if you want to get into acting, we'll just be doing some practicing and some fun and some getting people prepared and ready for that. One of my passions, I absolutely love to act. So I have a movie coming out on Tubi called Blood and Money, and I have a lead role in that, and so that comes out October the 15th. Got a movie premiere in Atlanta and one in Memphis, 11th and 14th. If they follow me, then they can find some information about it somewhere. But so that's what I have coming out, and then I'm actually writing my first movie myself right now. So I am in the process of casting and just doing all of the things that come along with being on the outside of acting, and this is new for me. So it's a comedy about social media influencers.
Okay.
And I'm a serial dater in it. And my other homegirl is a U-Haul lesbian, so it should be fun. Like it should be great. But yeah.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yes.
Okay, thank you again so much, Neeno. And we will see you again on the next episode of Break Up to Wake Up. Thank you for watching. Check out more Break Up to Wake Up on YouTube, Anchor, or anywhere you find your favorite podcasts.